Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news in the world of NFL rumors and trades. Nothing seems to shake the offseason quite like the whispers coming out of Dallas and Washington lately. And this time, the buzz is centered around a potential blockbuster involving none other than CeeDee Lamb, the Cowboys' star receiver. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lamb is a key piece for Dallas, right? Well, reports and speculation suggest that there's a real possibility that Lamb could be traded from the Cowboys to the Washington Commanders, and the trade discussion has been gaining serious traction. According to sources close to the situation, the Cowboys are open to moving Lamb in exchange for a first-round pick plus a third-rounder, a deal that could shake up the NFC East in a big way. This isn't just about the trade value, though. It's about what this move could mean for both teams strategically and financially. Dallas, sitting at a 6-8 record, is currently in rebuild mode on their offensive line, having allowed 45 sacks this season, which is a clear red flag. They're looking to bolster their trenches, especially after a rough stretch where their protection broke down and Prescott has been under pressure more often than not. With a cap space of around $55 million free, Dallas has the flexibility to make moves, but they're also prioritizing strengthening their offensive line to protect Prescott better and establish a more balanced attack. Meanwhile, CeeDee Lamb, just 26 years old, has been a revelation for Dallas. Over his career so far, he's amassed over 200 receiving yards and 48 touchdowns, consistently grading out at a high level with a lifetime PFF grade of 89. His yards per route run sit at an impressive 2.3, and he averages about 500 yards after catch per season. That kind of explosiveness and playmaking ability makes him one of the most dangerous receivers in the league. In 2025, he's projected to rack up around 245 yards, 10 touchdowns, and a target share that could reach 32%, which would be a career high. His advanced metrics are eye-opening. He ranks in the top 5 in yards per route run with a catch rate of 72%, and an ADOT average depth of target of 12.1 yards. He also accumulated over 600 yards after catch last season, along with 42 explosive plays and just 1 injury. That's the kind of dynamic athlete every offense dreams of having. For the Commanders, acquiring Lamb would be a game changer. His ability to stretch the field, combined with Terry McLaurin's deep threat, would instantly elevate Washington's aerial attack. Currently, the Commanders are averaging around 185 passing yards per game, an area that desperately needs a boost. Bringing in Lamb, who's capable of generating big plays at an elite level, could push that number up to close to 280 yards per game. His presence would also improve the overall efficiency, with estimates showing a plus 20% increase in EPA per target. And let's not forget about how well Lamb performs against man coverage, 90% efficiency, which makes him a matchup nightmare. On paper, adding Lamb alongside McLaurin could turn the Commanders into one of the most explosive passing offenses in the league. The potential impact on the team's offensive strategy is huge. With Lamb on the field, Washington could see their offense become more unpredictable and dangerous. His ability to create separation and make contested catches would open up opportunities for the entire offense. Plus, considering the current roster and the need for a dynamic playmaker, Lamb would fit perfectly into the team's long-term plans. He's not just a one-season fix. He's a piece that could catalyze a renaissance for the Commanders' attack. His presence would help them compete more effectively in the NFC, especially against division rivals like the Giants and Eagles. From a playoff perspective, the numbers tell a compelling story. The Commanders, currently battling for a postseason spot, would see their odds of reaching the Super Bowl improve significantly with Lamb's addition. Bookmakers have the Commanders' Super Bowl odds at around plus 15-0, but with Lamb in the mix, those odds could tighten to plus 500. In the playoffs, Lamb has shown he can be a clutch performer, with a 14.2-yard average depth of target during the postseason, making him a true X-factor. His ability to produce big plays could be decisive in tight games, and his presence on the field would force defenses to respect Washington's aerial attack more than ever before. The trade, if it happens, would also send a message to the NFC East. The Cowboys, by selling high on Lamb, might be signaling a shift towards a more run-focused, rebuild-oriented team, especially with their focus on bolstering the offensive line. For the Commanders, landing Lamb would be a statement that they're serious about contending and building a potent offense that can match up with the best in the league. It's a strategic move that could reshape the division, giving Washington a potent weapon that can make a real difference on Sundays. Now, some fans might be wondering about the financial implications. The Commanders have around $72 million in cap space for 2024, which gives them enough room to absorb Lamb's contract and even negotiate additional extensions if needed. This flexibility makes the deal more feasible from a cap perspective. Plus, with the Cowboys showing some skepticism about maintaining their current level of mediocrity, it's clear they might prefer to sell high now rather than risk losing Lamb for nothing later. This kind of deal would be a win-win if it comes together. Dallas gets valuable draft capital and a chance to rebuild their line, while Washington gets a dynamic receiver who can change the game. Looking ahead, it's essential to consider how this move fits into the bigger picture. The Commanders are in a crucial phase of their franchise development, and adding a player like Lamb could accelerate their rebuild. With Sam Howell at quarterback, the team has shown flashes of potential, and pairing him with a receiver of Lamb's caliber could unlock a new level of offensive efficiency. The coaching staff would have a versatile weapon who can line up inside or outside, creating mismatches and forcing defenses to adjust their game plan. That kind of versatility is exactly what the Commanders need to push for a playoff run, and who knows, maybe even a deep postseason push. And of course, the supporting cast around Lamb would matter. The team already boasts Terry McLaurin, a proven deep threat and leader, but adding Lamb would give Howell a true 1-2 punch. Defenses would have a hard time doubling both, and that opens up opportunities for other players as well. Plus, with a solid running game and improved offensive line play, the Commanders could become more balanced and dangerous. It's about creating a team that opponents truly fear, and Lamb's addition could be the catalyst for that transformation. On the other side, the Cowboys are probably contemplating their options. They're in a rebuild, trying to figure out whether to go all in now or to build for the future. Moving Lamb would bring in valuable draft capital, but it also means saying goodbye to one of their top offensive weapons. The question is whether the Cowboys believe they can replace Lamb's production internally, or if they're willing to accept a slight dip in offensive firepower as part of a longer-term rebuild. Given their focus on improving the offensive line, it's clear they want to protect Prescott better and establish a more consistent running game. Lamb, in this scenario, might be seen as a piece that's better to trade now rather than keep in a team that's pivoting. This whole situation is fascinating because it highlights how dynamic NFL rosters are and how one deal can shift the balance of power in a division. The NFC East has been fiercely competitive, with teams constantly trying to outdo each other. If Washington manages to pull off this trade, it could send shockwaves through the division, forcing the Cowboys to reevaluate their strategy and pushing the Commanders closer to the top of the NFC standings. It's a move that could define their season and set the tone for years to come. Of course, nothing is set in stone yet. These rumors are swirling, and both teams will weigh the pros and cons before making any moves. But if the deal materializes, it will be one of the most talked-about offseason transactions. The potential upgrade to Washington's offense, the strategic shift in Dallas, and the overall excitement around this league-wide game of chess. It all points to an electrifying offseason that fans can't afford to miss. The Commanders' fans, in particular, should be on high alert. This could be the move that propels their team into serious playoff contention and beyond. So, keep your eyes peeled and stay tuned for more updates. This is the kind of news that can change everything, and as always, we're here to bring it straight to you. The NFL offseason is heating up, and the NFC East is about to get even more interesting. Whether or not Lamb ends up in Washington, one thing is for sure. The division is about to see some serious fireworks, and the Commanders are right in the middle of it. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting chapter for the team, the fans, and the entire league. Buckle up because the best is yet to come, and we'll be here every step of the way to cover it all. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.